Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be checking out the top 10 White House secrets Donald Trump doesn't want us to know. So we're going to be looking at this. This is by Therichest, and yeah, so I will be trying to post at least 2 or 3 videos a day, depending on what I have to do. There will be a video every day. Do not worry. There will be a video every day unless I'm sick or anything. So let's get right into the video.
Donald J. Trump has been President of the United States for more than 100 days now, and he's made a lot of changes, from the golden drapes of the Oval Office to his many executive orders. But how much do we really know about the goings-on within those legendary walls? Here are some surprising facts about President Trump in the White House. Don't worry, you don't have to pass a security check to watch this video. We've got you covered.
Yeah, guys, while you're watching this video, how about you subscribe and like the video?
Please follow the group and be sure to click the red subscribe button for more exclusive access from Therichest.
Yeah, listen to her.
Letters from the President. Since the very first President of the United States took office in 1789, only 45 men have experienced the unique challenge of leading this great country. Over the years, the outgoing Commander-in-Chief has provided a little bit of wisdom to the new POTUS as he arrives in the Oval Office. Once the White House administration transfers power from one to the next, it has become customary for the old president to write a handwritten letter to his successor. It is then placed inside the desk for the new president to read. The last 5 men to hold this honor used the Resolute desk to store their well wishes. This was a gift from Queen Victoria to President Rutherford B. Hayes in 1880. It was built from the timbers of the Resolute, a British Arctic exploration ship. Many of these letters have remained private, a secret between 2 men who are like 2 ships passing at sea. The letter written by President Ronald Reagan to newly elected George H.W. Bush was the first to be declassified. Since then, we have also been able to see the letters from Bush Sr. to Clinton, Clinton to Bush Jr., and so on until today. However, Donald Trump has not yet released his advice from outgoing President Barack Obama. He would only say that it was beautifully written and that he intended to keep it secret from the press. Obama's letter was apparently longer than most of the notes left behind, so it has us wondering whether it provides advice or reads more like a parent's rule list to their irresponsible teenager when leaving them alone for the first time. You know, make sure you lock the doors, don't bring friends over, don't use the missile codes without permission. Maybe we'll never know. Turmoil.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I didn't know they wrote letters to the next president. That's actually really new news to me. I thought that the president would just talk to them and all that, but I don't know anymore.
It's starting to seem like we can't even turn on the TV nowadays without hearing something about El Presidente. Whether it's a new executive order declaring another TV station to be fake news, a press conference denying any ties to Russia, or poor Sean Spicer trying to explain the seemingly complicated meaning of covfefe. Those that needed to know understood, right? Just more alternative facts, as Kellyanne Conway would say. However, many of Trump's White House aides have come forward anonymously to express their concerns to the media. With so many leaks being reported from the White House, many staffers are frightened of losing their jobs with a bellowed "you're fired," just like on The Apprentice. Trump has created an environment of distrust, hostility, unease, and fear within the pristine halls, which seems to have everybody on edge. Some aides are even concerned that their own co-workers may be out to get them or that they are being spied on. They have begun using encrypted personal devices, turning off their work phones when they get home, and even thinking twice about what they say or write. Meanwhile, there are others claiming that the president's ever-shifting moods could land them in the wrong place at the wrong time, leading to their dismissal. Definitely not the most motivating workplace. Tours resumed. In order to arrange a tour through the White House, you need to jump through a few hoops. First, you need to submit a request through a member of Congress at least 21 days before you wish to visit. If you're visiting from another country, you have to go through your country's embassy. Should you be lucky enough to be granted a tour, which are self-guided, then you may venture beyond the front doors. Once inside, you're not allowed to
Sorry for the 3rd time I had to do that. Let's keep going.
record, text, call anyone, or even carry a bag. Usually, tours are able to resume not long after the inauguration of a new president. However, this year, tours only began again in March. Well, the first group allowed in after the delay sure got one heck of a surprise. The group, which included several young children, cheered and applauded as they rounded a corner and President Donald Trump himself stepped out from behind a room divider. Though one would think the presence of several Secret Service agents would have been a giveaway to his hiding spot, unless they were hiding too. Can you imagine a 6-foot-something security guard crouching behind a potted plant so they don't ruin their boss's surprise? Do it yourself. Moving day. Whether you're an average Joe or a millionaire, everybody hates it. It's such a hassle, putting everything in boxes, bubble wrapping dishes, labeling. It's just so time-consuming. Now imagine doing the same thing in less than 6 hours. Being the President of the United States doesn't save you from the trials of moving. In fact, it may be even worse. When you become the POTUS, you are responsible for getting your hoard into the White House. Likewise, if you are the outgoing Commander-in-Chief, you have to take everything you own out. Did we mention the President-elect also has to pay for it out of his own pocket? Yup, and there isn't even a presidential discount. Once you're in the White House, however, the government picks up the tab, so the outgoing First Family doesn't need to stress too much. The move occurs during the inauguration, which means staffers only have a few hours to get everything ready. And you thought the HGTV home makeovers were doing it quickly. They've got nothing on the efficiency and attention to detail of the White House turnover. Talk about stressful. Redesign.
For some reason, I always thought the millionaires and the president, they could always have other people do their work for them. Well, they probably can, but they can always have other people do the work for them and just pay them, so they don't have to do anything. That's what I always thought that they'd take and do.
The White House is not only a government office, it is also the home of the current President of the United States and his family. As such, they are allowed to redecorate, within reason, of course. For example, a bowling lane was built in the West Wing as a gift to President Truman in 1947, and President Nixon had a new one-lane bowling alley built in 1969. In addition to their private spaces, the new president is allowed to redesign the Oval Office. Over the years, various men in power have added their particular style to the room. Trump was no exception. The first matter of business for the new POTUS was overhauling the color scheme. Ex-President Obama had a taste for simple, neutral colors like beige and brown. Trump replaced these calming tones with gold and ivory. He even tore down the crimson-colored drapes installed behind the Resolute desk and had them changed to golden ones. It seems like he's trying to recreate his penthouse in Trump Tower. The new Commander-in-Chief is also allowed to change the rug that covers the oval-shaped floor. True to form, Trump added one with gold garland edges and a golden eagle presidential seal. Pretty fascinating stuff, don't you think? Just hold on to your toupees, ladies and gentlemen, because it's time for our quiz. The 45th President of the United States recently celebrated a birthday. How old is he?
50.
Classified. The President of the United States is privy to all sorts of classified and sensitive information. However, it sometimes feels like President Trump didn't get the memo. In May 2017, our new POTUS made the news again for a questionable situation involving highly sensitive intel and Russia. The information provided to the president was meant to remain confidential and to be shared with allies only. However, Trump defended his right to share information with whomever he chooses. This did not go over well with foreign leaders, especially the Israeli sources who provided him with the information in the first place. What's surprising, however, is that legally, as president, Donald Trump is right. He can share classified information with whomever he deems worthy. But just because you're allowed to do something doesn't mean you should. After all, you're allowed to shoot yourself in the foot, but you don't really want to do it. Hospital bills aren't cheap after all.
Okay, guys, I'm going to end the video here. This video is way too long. This video has been already way too long, so if you guys want to see the rest, it is called 10 White House Secrets Donald Trump doesn't want you to know. So go watch this. It's by Therichest. It's his newest video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video.